Kachao, and largely the same lineup as we had in Xiamen, plus the addition of Kishane Thompson, who's starting his outdoor season here in China. Rohan Watson from Jamaica goes in lane 1, 5th at the World Indoors in Nanjing, in lane 1 for the second week running. Emmanuel Isemi from Cameroon, the African number 2, goes in lane 2. Letsidi Tobogo was disappointed maybe with 10-2 last weekend, but he is still building speed and sharpness after the 400 meters in the first few events of this year, building his endurance. He's still working on speed. Now, Kishane Thompson, Olympic silver medalist in Paris, of course, in the closest Olympic final in history. 5 thousandths of a second. He doesn't race very often. The fact that he's made the long trip suggests to me that he fancies his chances, and he'll have to be in form against the man in form, Akani Simbine. 2 out of 2 outdoors so far. Brilliant in Xiamen last weekend. His acceleration in the final 30 was very impressive. Christian Coleman, the indoor specialist, of course, over 60 meters, got a great start last weekend, but couldn't quite finish it and ended up in 4th place. He's in lane 6. Ferdinand Omanyala, also a great starter, powerful, the reigning African champion. 2nd behind Simbine last weekend. What can he do here in Kachao? Jeremiah Azu, European world indoor champion, very relaxed, hitting all the right notes at the moment, enjoying his athletics back with his original former coach, Helen James. And Xie Junye gets a great reception from the crowd for China in lane 9, 3 times a 4th placer at the World Indoors. But the question is, Kishane Thompson, having made that long journey, what sort of shape is he in? Well, the early signs are good. There he is, right of picture. Ran 6:48 into a headwind outdoors, and then 6:56 indoors over 60 meters. So the omens are good. He's got a fantastic start and a great finish as well. So the big names: Tobogo in 3, Botswana; Kishane Thompson in 4; Simbine in the red, the man in form here, in 5; Coleman in 6; Omanyala 7; Azu in lane 8. Men's 100 meters. Great start from Simbine, also going well is Tobogo. He's made a good running as well. Azu's got a little bit of work to do. Thompson coming through, Simbine tracking him all the way. Who's going to get there? Oh, I think it's Simbine on the line, on the dip. The two share a moment. They both full clear. Thompson was ahead with, what, 5-10 meters to go, just. But did Simbine come back to just get him on the line? Yes, he did. 9:98. It's 3 from 3 outdoors for Simbine. And surely now we have to say he is the man to beat in 2025 so far. He's put together a brilliant sequence. Thompson in his first race stole a march, but was pipped on the line, and Tobogo with an improved performance from last week. We talked about his sharpness and speed getting better and better. There's the top 3: Simbine, Thompson and Tobogo.
Great start from all 3 of those men that ended up in the eventual 3. Tobogo, that was much, much better than we saw in Xiamen last week. Now, at this point, Thompson, he just tightened up for me. He just forced it ever so slightly. And Simbine just stayed relaxed. Look at the South African here. He is straining. He's working hard. But he's... See, look at this front on picture here. Thompson just rocking and rolling side to side. Simbine almost focusing all that desire straight forward, and he just gets there ahead of Thompson. And Tobogo, for me, it was a bit of a wry smile at some point over that finish line we saw in one of the shots, to just saying, all right, that's more like it. That felt good. So great to see Tobogo so close to 10 seconds. Yeah,
10-2 becomes 10-0-3. That is improvement. There was no sense of panic from Tobogo in the press conference yesterday. Long season ahead. You'll hear us and the athletes say that time and time again. Let's look at it again, though. This is a high-quality field, no doubt about it. We've got Azu there, second left from picture, who faded a little bit. But Thompson, an absolute class act at this stage. He thinks he's got it, but you're right. He starts to tighten up, and look at how relaxed, relatively, Simbine is.
The 2025 Diamond League season is delivering relentless excitement for sprint enthusiasts, and the latest men's 100-meter clash in China proved no different. Featuring a stellar roster of Olympic medalists, African champions, and emerging talent, the stage was primed for a sensational duel. At the center of attention were South Africa's Akani Simbine and Jamaica's Kishane Thompson. Making his outdoor season debut, Kishane Thompson, Paris Olympic silver medalist from one of the closest finals in history, brought his rare but explosive presence to the race. His choice to compete in China signaled his intent to challenge the elite, and his recent training times, 6.48 outdoors into a headwind and 6.56 indoors over 60 m, hinted at peak form, keeping fans glued to the action. Yet, in lane 5 stood Akani Simbine, riding a wave of dominance. With 2 outdoor victories already this season, including a commanding 9.90 in Botswana, Simbine arrived in China hunting a 3rd consecutive triumph. Cool, focused, and sharp, he had become a sprinter to watch in 2025. The starter's gun unleashed an explosive launch from Simbine, who immediately surged forward. Thompson, however, steadily drew level, then edged ahead in the final 30 meters. For a heartbeat, it seemed the Jamaican had claimed victory. But in the closing stride, Simbine powered through and executed a flawless dip at the line. The result was a breathtaking photo finish. Simbine crossed in 9.98 seconds, a mere hundredth of a second before Thompson's 9.99. Botswana's Leslie Tobogo earned 3rd, posting a personal best of 10.03 seconds. Replay analysis highlighted the crucial difference in technique. Thompson, despite his brief lead, tightened up and wavered slightly, relying on brute force to reach the line. Simbine, in contrast, maintained perfect form, striking through the tape with composure and precision. That mastery made the decisive difference. Other contenders like Christian Coleman, strong at the start, but fading to 5th in 10.13, and finalist Jeremiah Azu, Ferdinand Omanyala, and Rohan Watson impressed, but it was Simbine's poise and reliability that commanded attention. With 3 wins in a row and elite performances to his name, Akani Simbine is now the benchmark in 2025. Thompson, however, proved he is a formidable rival. Once he finds more racing rhythm, he will pose a serious challenge in the months ahead. As the Diamond League unfolds, the duel between Simbine and Thompson promises to be a highlight of the season. Sprinting excitement is at its peak, and the best chapters are still to be written.